It's Friday the 13th and it's the championship final of the 2016 Australian Men's Interstate Teams matches at Brisbane Golf Club, a rematch of the 2013 final between Queensland and New South Wales. All 8 players required to play in the final. Stephen Cox, a par save there on the second. He was in the number 8 match against Kevin Yuan. Yuan led this all the way. That was a nice chip at the 8th. Gave him a 1-up lead, and he'd go on and win 3-2. Dann for Queensland in the number 6 game almost drove the second green. That was a pitch that set up a birdie. Charlie was undefeated this week going into the final, but he played a red-hot Blake Windred, who made that putt for birdie to go 3-up on the 8th. And if you think that's good, this was a 5-iron from 195 metres, second shot to the par 5 12th. How close was that? Lipping out for an albatross, and Windred would win 5-4. Doug Klein for Queensland in the number 7 game, a great par save on the 12th. He was playing Dylan Perry. Klein led this game 2-up with 2 to play, but Perry hit this chip shot at the 17th, which he won with a par. And Klein found trouble off the 18th tee, had to chip out from behind the tree, had this putt for par to win the match. Not to be. Dylan Perry winning the last 2 holes to square the game, and that's 2.5 points now for New South Wales. They only need 4 to take the final. In the number 5 game, Shae Wools-Cobb for Queensland. This was a birdie putt at the 8th. Went 3-up at the time, increased that lead. He was 4-up after the 10th, but Austin Batista for New South Wales fought back strongly. That was a birdie at the 12th. He took this game all the way to the 18th hole. Wools-Cobb was 1-up and hit this terrific approach shot. Put the pressure on Batista, who drove down the wrong side of the fairway, caught the trees, and he would concede. 2-up winner, Shae Wools-Cobb, the first outright win for Queensland. This was the number 4 match. Daniel Gale for New South Wales at the second hole. After a big drive, pitched it to gimme distance. He was playing the always tough Mitch Smith, who hit a great shot of his own to the second, and he would make that putt to keep an early lead. It was all square after the 7th, but Gale found trouble in the bunker on the 8th, and then Smith took a 2-up lead with this incredible chip shot at the 12th. He'd go on and win the 13th hole as well. By the time they reached the 17th, he was able to close it out with a 2-1 win, and now it's 2.5 all between Queensland and New South Wales. The number 3 game, Charlie Pilon. This at the second hole. Beautiful putt for birdie for Charlie. Ashley Grosvenor on the bag, caddying for most of the week. He was playing Harrison Endicott, who didn't take his chances when he needed to. Pilon was 2-up after 16. Endicott missed his chance to extend the match, and Pilon won that game 3-2. Queensland only needing more 1 outright win to take the final, and there was a lot of people out following this game. The number 2 game between Blake Proverbs and Travis Smythe. This was a bunker save on the second hole, allowed Proverbs to save par. He had an early lead, but Travis Smythe birdied the 8th to get the game back to square, increased that lead to 2-up through the 16th, and this was his approach shot to the 17th hole. Put all the pressure on Proverbs, who had to try to make his birdie putt to extend the match. Agonisingly short. So that was a win for New South Wales. Smythe winning 2-1. All came down to the final match. Anthony Quayle for birdie at the 16th. Got it. All square. Queensland have to win this match if they want to win the final. Cameron Davis for New South Wales only needs a square. Everybody watching came to the 17th hole. Anthony with his approach shot. Spins it back. The closest of the 2, but Davis putting first for birdie. In 2013, he lost the last 2 holes in his match against Jake McLeod. He gave Queensland the win, 4.5, 3.5. And this year it looks to be the opposite. Cameron Davis with a fantastic birdie at the 17th. And when Anthony Quayle missed this putt for birdie, that locked it up. Guaranteed a half point. New South Wales guaranteed to win the championship final. It has been one of the best finishes we've ever seen to an interstate series. Still one final hole to play as darkness was setting in. Brisbane has been a terrific venue this week. We've seen a lot of birdies and a few eagles. Davis finishing the match off in style. A great second shot to the par 4 18th. Quayle was unable to make a birdie. He conceded the match 2 up to Cameron Davis. And the final result, New South Wales going through undefeated with a 4.5, 3.5 win. And they're the 2016 Australian Men's Interstate Series champions.